I'll do our normal work anyway. I'm just begging to give us a pass.
I like that guy.
I mean, well, it's not a graduation project, is it?
No, I don't think anybody's proud, to be fair. I'm not proud of my project because it's not how I imagined it and it's not how I want it to go, so it's just shit.
I mean, this is all happening in between a pandemic, so like it's like one of those things where, I mean, the only thing that's going to come out of this is proof that you tried to do something, other than just sat down and did nothing. So yeah, none of us are probably going to be happy with our projects by the end of this, but at least we'll have something to say. You know what? When the world was going upside down, we tried to put something together.
It's so shite. Like, in my opinion, it's mad because like if you go to an employee in like 5 years time and they say, "Oh, what year did you graduate?" and you say 2020, and they go, "Oh, that year."
Yeah,
Not
I've been feeling that.
Yeah, it's like depending on what the uni does, depends how employable we are. So if they make us just hand in these rough paper edits, it's like I don't think that's helping towards anything. But like if they give a pass, I don't think it's helping towards anything. So it's such a shitty situation.
And like, well,
everyone will be in the same boat though, like from all unis. So you just got to think of it right out.
Yeah, but yesterday when I was tidying up, I found the course norms. And the course norms, the first thing it says is take responsibility for your own learning and performance. So if anything, if we end up with a film, it shows that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I didn't pay $9,000 to like take care of my own learning, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
like,
but at the same time, you can be really creative. But what learning did we actually have in level 6 anyway? We had a 20-minute thing on a Monday, and we had a 3-hour session on design futures. So it's not much different, really. You've just got to get over the shock of it and just get on with it, I think. Because the design futures wasn't really any good. You know, the sessions were a little bit like hit and miss. And the last norm, which I keep trying to do, is support your peers and share knowledge. That is the last norm on the sheet. So if you find something that you think Elliot Gray would be amazing at, just put it on the group chat. So, oh, have you thought of this? You know, it's just about helping each other, isn't it? Who's actually started their archive project?
No. Wait, what do you mean archive project? Do you mean just a regular film?
Yeah, who's actually scrapped their original idea and just started an archive film?
Well, it's mad because when I spoke to the lecturers, they said, "Oh, have you filmed?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah," and they said, "Okay, you got handed in with that footage." Now the mad thing is, sorry.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah.
Yeah. So Luke Belker, he's got about 5 minutes of film, but if you're intending for a 10-minute film, the lecturer said to him you have to make the other 5 minutes with stock footage. So it's like you still got to submit the intended amount of minutes.
Well, this last film is meant to be no time limit. No, there's no minimum and there's no maximum.
Yeah, but everyone has an intended amount of time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I told Steph that mine's going to look at, because mine's archive. You know, there's only so much you can do with archive. It's looking at 5 minutes, and she said that was fine.
Yeah, but will it make sense if you only use bits that you filmed?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like,
no, I didn't know if you filmed like half of it or something, because that's what I've done. I've only managed to film half of mine, so.
Yeah, we're all an interesting looking boat paddling down Ship Creek. So, you know how it is.
So, I want to ask your opinion. How should I post in the Facebook group or even let my actors know where is this direction going and tell them, sorry, this film is cancelled. I'm sorry. And I spent about £100 on a stupid Kung Fu uniform sitting behind there, and now I need to find a way to send it back.
Dude, you got a sick Halloween uniform.
I'd probably say that your actors already know it's cancelled.
Yeah, so I was... Oh, sorry.
No, continue.
Oh, I was so... Oh, dude, these online chats, I always feel so rude on them, man. But the thing is, I think actors are going to be wanting to start back up then after the whole Corona things fade away, because I was on Star Now for a music video, and I had this guy message me like, is it still on? Like, when it was meant to be filmed in April. Like, no, it's not still on, but they're very enthusiastic to continue on afterwards. So I think you might find...
You could make it like later on in the year if you're still going to be in stock or whatever.
Could you get them to send like a voice recording of them doing the lines, and then you can just draw what it's meant to be, but have them like speaking the lines? I don't know if that'll work, but
I think that is one good way. Sean, what do you think, Sean?
No, I think that's a good solution. If you still want to go with using the actors. Me personally, I would probably expect the actors have probably decided that this is not going to happen, like what Claire said. Because, well, I think most actors now are more worried about their own personal health than anything else.
True.
Yeah, they still want to continue, like I'm expecting this to pick back up. But obviously, we have university to consider, our time in Stoke to consider. And for people like me, accommodation, like after all of this, probably my house, I would have moved out by then, so I can't continue my project. I think there's a lot of factors to consider, but definitely if you still want to include the actors, the voiceover idea, that's a brilliant idea. That could work if you have someone who's really good at drawing, pretty much, because you need really good illustrations.
I understand.
But people have got a lot of time in their hands, so if you like put on Facebook or something, is anyone willing to like, I don't know, draw something for a bit? Then
yeah, like really truly.
I was going to say
they're
you
busy right
an
now.
animation student.
Yeah, you could speak to an animation student.
Say, Scott, what do you say?
Oh, you could try and speak to an animation student, because like when I worked with them last year, they said like some of them have like their own tablets and stuff. So, they could do some animation work for you.
I think about it, it's like, I love your idea. They can do animation work for you. And it makes me think like our design future is like, why should I hire you when I'm losing my own job? Because they have their own problem as well.
Yeah, but I said this to Steph. I said, no one's getting back to me, but they're worried about their own jobs. And she said, well, the other way of looking at it is now they're sitting at home and they are going to reply to you. But I don't know how true that would be. Because I know what it's like being at home with 2 kids. I'm already in holiday mode. So
Yeah.
Are you lot feeling like that? Do you feel like summer's broken, or do you?
Especially with being hot outside, I'm just relaxed, chilling, enjoying my time in isolation. It's sick.
I was going to say 14 days inside is killing me off, but like.
How about Hannah?
Hannah, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Winston wants to know your opinion.
Of?
I love you.
Which part?
Whether we should do animation and voiceover.
I'm in the same boat in a way, because I'm getting people to send in. I mean, I'm doing non-fiction, so it's slightly different, but I'm sending them questions, and then they're answering them via video and sending it to me. So I'm going to take the audio from what they've said, and I've got an animator to visualize what they've said, if that makes sense, and make it on that. So
Are you sticking with your blind one then?
I am, but it's not really blind in sport anymore. It's just about people being blind in general.
Yeah.
See, I thought your vlogs was what you was going to submit for your film.
You what?
Oh my god. I said I thought your vlogs were what you're going to submit for your 10-minute film.
Hope so.
At this rate, I may as well.
It's not a bad idea.
It's something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think animation and voiceover is one of those options, but I feel like I cannot at this time confirm like on the spot I want to do animation and voiceover. But voiceover of the actors, I think that's cool for now. But then it's not 100% execution of the original idea. It's like, you understand? So, but that's just one way lah. I don't know. I still feel like I need a few days to think carefully how to execute this properly, because although it's gonna be archived, I haven't found a structure yet, because I don't know whether that story will fit in a non-fiction world. That makes sense. And go.
But it can still be a fiction, even if you do archive with that film idea. You know, it doesn't have to change to non-fiction.
Mm.
It may look a bit disjointed if you've got like archive footage of like different people all in the same film, but like if it's the shot that you would want, you can put the things in their place, and then, you know, people will understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is relevant, but I asked my personal tutorial on Monday if I can just use random footage from online, so footage that is copyrighted and all that kind of stuff. And Colin got back and said yes, but it can't be posted anywhere public. So as long as it's good for submission, it doesn't matter really where you get your footage from.
I like that.
Yeah. I'll even screenshot the email and send it. Oh, no.
That's like the first time ever we've been allowed to use copyright stuff.
Yeah, I just asked it because my thing's on music making. I just want some ASAP Rocky in my documentary.
Yeah.
I can't be asked to finish with my fucking Fiat guy.
Imagine the shitty archive.
Yeah. From Colin, I would make it any way he could. Fine for assessment, but couldn't be used in public domain unless cleared the rights. Be nice to see any attempts to contact and find out the process, etc. Okay, that's what got sent to me.
Okay, so if you found something on YouTube that you really wanted to use, you could contact the original person and say, can I use this? Can you send it? And if yes, can you sign the form and send it back?
Yeah, you can do that as well. But you can also just use it before asking them. And then if they say yes, just use that as a way to put it online rather than submission.
Yeah.
But if they do get back, then obviously put it in your pre-production and all that kind of stuff.
Sean?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what to do now? Like, what should I do now?
I mean, what do you mean, what should you do? Everyone has given you fairly good solutions to your issues. I feel like, if anything, it's just pretty much up to you to decide. I mean, I could say anything and give you any other solution or back one of their ideas, but it all comes down to which one you feel like is taking the right direction for your film. Because obviously it was your idea. Now you have to do damage control, and you sort of have to figure out which one is going to make you stay passionate for the idea and sort of keep you engaged with the whole process. Because now it's like sort of like fighting that thing of, yeah, you're being forced to do something you probably didn't want to do with the project, but how can you still put yourself in a position where you're still going to be motivated to finish that project?
Yeah. And you can still be very creative with archive. Are you Sean, are you still staying with your hero idea, or are you changing it for the archive?
I've changed it sort of. It's become more of like a monologue. So it's no longer fiction. It's more monologue-y, sort of like archive footage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of both.
And are you finding that you're getting off it quite easily?
I mean, the piecing together stuff, it feels more like I'm an editor now rather than making the film. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm getting on with it as it is. But yeah, that's all I can pretty much say.
Okay, so I think what I need to do now is to find a structure. I feel like this is a little bit like The Hobbit. I don't know if you know the behind the scenes Hobbit, where Peter Jackson was brought on board to direct and he did not have 3 years of pre-production. I feel like that it's like that now. 3 months of pre-production gone, and now I can't wind back the clocks to do another 3 months pre-production before I actually.
No, Winston. You don't have to scrap it. You don't have to. You don't have to scrap your pre-production. You can still hand it in as part of the project. But it's just like the outcome and the actual product is going to change, and then you sort of need to, I guess, you need to state why it's changed. But it's kind of clear why it's changed.
Really, truly, pre-production is the only part that shouldn't have changed with this whole coronavirus.
Don't start again.
Claire?
Yes. Yeah, exactly what they just said. So you're still handing your original film's pre-production, and then you put in a little section saying about to change direction because of the coronavirus. And this is what and then start maybe a little bit of research, a little bit of how you edit these.
So it's a bit like Justice League now, something like that. I think, yeah.
I think if you carried on with your story, and did the voiceover and the animation, it would show that you had a real determination to make this film, and so you carried on, which will probably get you really good marks. But to also be able to go, right, this isn't going to happen. I've had to completely change my idea and come up with something completely different and still have something good to show would also equally give good marks, because it shows that you're adaptable and you're a problem solver. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. You can either stick with what you've got and do the best you can with it, or move on to something completely new.
Okay. Okay, I think I will look at short films and soundtracks for inspiration, and I think what right now is bothering me is the structure. How am I gonna tell the story? Although it's still fiction, but sometimes if you take the same story and put it in a different way, right, it doesn't. You understand, do you guys? I don't know.
Then give me 24.
Okay. It's all right.
Okay.
We're homeschooling at the moment.
Okay. So yeah.
No, what I saw on DJ Khaled's Snapchat, like his kids homeschooling. Is it like, because what he has like this TV with like loads of like Skype calls on it? Is it like that, or is it?
A little bit. Liam's at high school now, so he's just being sent about 7 weeks worth of work that he's got to do.
So it's just a crew meeting here.